Good morning, my dear students. Welcome to another class on 20th century Malayalam literature in translation. So, in the last few classes, we were studying Mist, a novella by M.T. Vasudevan Nair, one of the most important stalwarts of Malayalam literature, especially fiction. He is also known to us as a wonderful script writer in the Malayalam movie industry. About this novella, we have learned the plot of it in the last three videos, and I want to explain something further in detail, like the characterization and discuss some important themes regarding Mist. So that will be what we will do in this particular video, in this particular class. So welcome once again to the class. So in the last three videos, because we learned about the plot in detail, I'm not going to recap that again. So before going further, if you haven't watched the other videos, I want you to watch those three videos and come back to this video. So let us discuss the important characters in this novella. The first one is Vimala Devi. Vimala Devi is the protagonist of the novella. So when we first meet her, she paints a wonderful and a picture in solitude. She is a 31-year-old teacher. She lives in a boarding house in the hill station of Nainital, and nothing seems to be happening around her, centered around her much. For example, all her time is actually spent in inaction and reflection and taking occasional walks in the hill station, etc. And as we proceed into the novella, we understand that she is awaiting the return of her lover. The lover's name is Sudhir Kumar Mishra. So she once had a whirlwind affair with Sudhir Kumar Mishra one summer. It was 9 years back, and we don't know anything about Sudhir Kumar Mishra after that. So it becomes clear to us that after their rendezvous with each other 9 years back, Vimala has been spending her whole life waiting for the return of this mysterious man. Now, when we look at her nature, her disposition, she seems to be disillusioned by life in general. She understands that everything around her is an illusion. Once she was a starry eyed 21-year-old in the arms of a handsome young man, but now she has kind of given up every hope of redemption. But she still has a glimmer of hope. The hope is that Sudhir Kumar Mishra might return someday back to her life and back to Nainital. And about her family, we understand that her family comprises of her father, who once was a very strict disciplinarian. All the siblings, she had two siblings, a brother, a younger brother, and a younger sister. All three of them were terrified of their father once. Their father was working in a research facility in the midst of a potato farm. So they were living in a quarters. And this father was so much of a disciplinarian that whenever he returned from office, the three children were expected to be completely disciplined, have their tea and snacks, and study in silence. So they was really afraid of this father. But recently, what happened to the father was he had some kind of illness, and now he has become bedridden. And after the disciplinarian of the household became bedridden, the family fell into chaos. The mother, she is trying to rejuvenate herself, have a new life by seeking out an extramarital affair with a person named Mr. Gomez, and her sister named Anita. Anita has fallen into flirtatious ways. She is known as a flirt in that locality. She has many relationships with young men and all. And she has a younger brother, Babu. He is on the road to ruin. He's a drug addict, and the familial situation is so bad, and that might be one of the reasons for Vimala Devi's bitterness and disillusionment about life. And now, what does Vimala actually do? She spends most of her time in inaction. She spends most of her time in her room itself. And the room itself is so unkempt. She doesn't bother to dress well. She doesn't bother to press her saris and put it away like young women are supposed to do. And she doesn't even care about the passage of time. So she spends most of her time in her room in inaction, and she spends the rest of her time in reflection. She just walks around the town of Nainital and she just thinks about her past. So her favorite pastime is actually reflection. And around her there is the breathtaking beauty of Nainital, but Vimala Devi seems to be completely unaffected by this beauty. So if you are a tourist visiting Nainital, you will be spellbound by the beauty of this little hill station. But Vimala has been living there for 9 years. This beauty is nothing new to her. And even if it is new to her, she doesn't care about it because her life is not beautiful anymore. So she doesn't care about the external beauty around her. So we can see this glimmer of hope in her. And even though she has given up on almost everything, she still keeps the beacon of hope alive that her lover, Sudhir Kumar Mishra, might come back someday. And that is why she spends her days just waiting for him. Hers is a relentless wait, a wait without an end. And at some points we are puzzled by her behavior. So she is also a warden. In addition to being a teacher, she is also a warden in the girls hostel. And when we first open the novella, we see that her student, Rashmi Vajpayee, a 16-year-old girl, is planning to have a private rendezvous with her lover in Haldani. So she understands the intentions of her young student, but she doesn't put a stop to it. We wonder why. Why is Vimala Devi not putting a stop to it? Maybe it is because Vimala is finding solace that somebody else is having some kind of action going on in their life. Somebody else is enjoying life at the right point of time. That might be one reason. There could also be another reason. Another reason would be, she's just tired of taking action. She's just happy and complacent in the state she is. She doesn't want to take any action about it. And we also notice that Vimala has become so comfortable in this little hill station of Nainital. Her father dies and she has to go back to her uh, place, her house, which is 3 hours of distance from Nainital. And when she goes there, she finds it very hard to even spend one night with her family, with her mother and siblings. She feels like she's suffocated and she feels like she's a fish out of water. And that's why she returns to Nainital the very next day. So, if common courtesy was to be observed for her father's funeral, she should have spent at least a week there with her family, especially vacation was going on. She should have spent some more time, but she doesn't bother spending that much time because she feels like a fish out of water when she has to leave Nainital. One reason could be that she's so comfortable with Nainital. That might be why. Nainital is her home. Her home is among these, between these hills. That might be one reason. Another reason is that she might be fearing that what if in her absence Sudhir Kumar Mishra comes to Nainital and he is searching for Vimala, and when he sees that Vimala is not there, he might never come back there again. That might be why she's leaving to Nainital the very next day. So the Vimala Devi is actually a mystery, an enigma. We don't know completely about her. She is not revealing everything about her, but through her reflections on her about her past, we do understand her to an extent. So that is Vimala Devi for you. Let us look at Sudhir Kumar Mishra next. So he is an ideal lover. He has blue eyes. At the point of time we met him, he was 29 years old. And when we meet him, we always meet him in Vimala's memories or reminiscences from 9 years ago. So ideally, Sudhir Kumar Mishra might be 38 years old, and we are still waiting for the arrival of this mystery man. So we know some details about Sudhir Kumar Mishra. We know that he is an avid traveler. He loves traveling. And he also has the capability to make others excited about traveling and visiting places. For example, Vimala never wanted to go back to Kerala. That is because Vimala's father quarreled with his family, and he broke away from the family and came to live in northern India. But Vimala has never went back to Kerala, at least for 16 years. When she went to Kerala last, she was only 4 or 5 years old. And she never felt like even going back to Kerala. But since she met Sudhir Kumar Mishra, he actually lights this flame of desire inside her. She feels like she has to visit Kerala with this wonderful man, and she has to go there as his wife, as Vimala Mishra. And she actually embarks on an emotional journey with him. They have only known each other for a few days, but even though he seems to be a stranger, she completely submits her body and soul before him. So I already read you about their physical encounter and everything, how much emotional that particular physical experience is to Vimala. Along with her body, she is also submitting her soul. She has never felt this kind of connection with another human being. She has quarreled with her family and moved to Nainital. She doesn't want anything to do with them. She wants to open a new chapter in her life, and on the way to Nainital, she meets this wonderful young man on the bus ride. So she just becomes his, and she becomes a new being altogether. And about the Sudhir Kumar Mishra, it is not revealed how exactly Sudhir left Vimala. We don't see them parting each other, saying goodbye to each other and all. And we don't know why Sudhir is not coming back to meet Vimala. So uh, there might be a lot of possibilities. Like he might be a serial womanizer who does this to every single girl he meets on the way. So it is a very cruel possibility that he might be like this. And another possibility is that Sudhir might have passed away or something terrible might have happened to him. So we still don't understand what happened to him, and we know is that Vimala is leading a very stagnant life for the past 9 years, and each day is passed with the hope of his return. So that is Sudhir Kumar Mishra too. And also, Sudhir Kumar Mishra seems to be a man of cosmopolitan taste. He listens to English music, Western music. He smokes cigarettes. He is actually quite stylish and all. So we get that picture about him too. I thought it would be worth mentioning that. And let us look at the next character, Sardarji now. Sardarji is a very strange and mysterious character. Sardarji is the new visitor, the latest visitor to the tourist bungalow, Golden Nook. It is situated beside the ladies' boarding house where Vimala is working at. So this Golden Nook, every year, every summer, Golden Nook is booked by new people. Sometimes it is a newlywed couple. Sometimes it's a family with children. Sometimes it's youngsters, honeymooners, people like that. And this year, Golden Nook gets a very strange and mysterious character visiting the bungalow. It's a Sardarji, and we don't know his name. And when we first meet him, he is sitting at the sitting outside on a chair, and he has laid his feet up. He has put his feet up on a stool, and he's playing an instrument called iktara, and he is singing this sad Punjabi folk song, which is sad enough to pull the heartstrings of Vimala Devi. If we heard it, we would also be moved by this particular performance. So he has the ability to move people even without talking to them. That is what Sardarji is for you. So we are actually anticipating the arrival of Sardarji, and a scene where Sardarji finally talks to our protagonist Vimala Devi. And then we came to know, Sardarji talks to Vimala. He borrows some books from Vimala. And later, when Vimala is trying to walk up lover's track, Sardarji follows her and catches up with her, spends some time with her, and he seems to be really strange. He says that it is not his first time in Nainital. It is definitely not his first time walking up lover's track, and the last time he came with somebody, maybe his young lover or somebody like that. And we came to know that he is actually retracing his steps. We find he always says that he has a companion and a guardian, but we never see this companion and guardian. It was actually revealed towards the end of the novella that he had lung cancer, and he has sheer will to live, and he's counting days to live, and he's retracing the sights he has seen in the past. He's reliving his life with relish. So he seems like a very positive and enigmatic character. And about his physical features, he seems to be deformed beyond his age. When we first see him, we can't quite place his age. He seems to be somebody between the age of 40 and 60. We can't put an age to him. So that might be because of his illness. But his spirits are actually untouched by his illness. He has high spirits. He's always very positive. He tries to make people around him happy. And when he sees Vimala, he is quite charmed by her. Vimala seems to him as charming and mysterious. And he even expresses to Vimala that he likes her. And he also says that he wants her to live like him in high spirits. He even asks her to smile without just showing teeth. You have to smile from the heart. And he also posits this troubling opinion that you have to like people for what they are. You shouldn't try to understand their background, and what they do. You just have to see a person and like them. That is how Sardarji likes Vimala Devi. So he is in contrast with the world, which is heavily judgmental. What do we do? When we like a person, we just find out every single detail about them, where they are, what is their religion and community, where are they living, about their family and everything. So we are actually making a judgmental opinion about this person based on these background details. But Sardarji is not like that. He is of the opinion that if you like somebody, you have to like them for who they are, not from their background, not derive your opinion about them from their background. So that is Sardarji to you. And at the end of the novel, we see Sardarji leaving the Nainital. So he has to go back, and that is when Vimala gets the shocking news that Sardarji had been battling with lung cancer. So the next character we see is Buddhu. Buddhu is a boatman, and his boat is called Mayflower. The term Mayflower is in itself an indication that a favorable future, a hope of a favorable future will come to both Buddhu and Vimala. Buddhu, like Vimala, is spending his life waiting for somebody who might never come back. So we understand that Buddhu has been, he was a product of a one time liaison between a British father and a Pahadi, a mountaineer mother. So his father was a foreigner who once visited Nainital some 18 years back or something. And he might have wanted a one night stand, or he was in need of a woman or a prostitute, and that is when he met Buddhu's mother, and they got together, and Buddhu was born later. And he has never seen his father. All he has of his father is a faded photograph of a young man standing next to a horse. And this photograph has been with Buddhu for a long time now. It is so faded that it is impossible to identify him just looking at this photo. But every single year in summer, Buddhu comes to Nainital. He is working as a boatman. He is hoping that his father would return and he would get to meet him. He doesn't want anything to do with his father. He just wants to see him. Now, in this waiting, Vimala is also waiting, Buddhu is also waiting. We can say that Buddhu is Vimala's shadow in his long and fruitless wait for his foreigner father. Now, occasionally we see that Buddhu is losing his hope. One day, Buddhu comes and inquires with Vimala. He has heard that many white people are leaving India. He's afraid that his father is also left India. But Vimala is actually all seen to be always reassuring him. Vimala reassures him that all hope is not lost. So Vimala and Buddhu, they often seem to reassure each other that their wait is not futile. The person they are waiting for will come back. And in Buddha, we can even see an identity crisis. Uh, in comparison with the other boatmen, Buddha is actually fairer in complexion because he is a half breed. His father was a white man, a Britisher probably, and his mother is a Pahadi. So, because of this, other boatmen, they do not accept him and they have a lack of empathy for him. They even taunt him for his half-bred status. They call him Gora Saab. And it is actually pathetic to watch this young man. He might be 17 or 18 years old, and he is battling with his own identity. He's not completely Indian, he's not completely British, and he wants to fit in somewhere. So he might be trying to find his father for some kind of acceptance and a solace that he belongs to somebody, or he belongs to some place. So that is all about Buddhu. So these are the four important characters of this novella. Other than that, we have people like Rashmi Vajpayee, the student. We have Vimala's family, and we have Amar Singh, the watchman. Those are other people who come, who figure in the novella. But more than them, these four people deserve attention. So we have now discussed about the four important characters in this particular novella. So we have to discuss the themes of this novella as well and some motives which figure in this novella. But we can do it in the next video. So I think this we have come to the end of this presentation, this class on Mist. I hope this was extremely beneficial to you, and let me know about it in comments below. Thank you so much for watching till the end. Have a nice day. Bye.